Asphalt 8. And I can tell you right now, in terms of casual games on the Blu Vivo 5R, you shouldn't have any issues. That Mali T720 are going to eat up those casual games like a champ. You know, and when I say casual, that means Subway Surfers, that means Fruit Ninja, that means CSR Classic, so on and so forth, Temple Run, all that good stuff. Where you will run into some slight performance issues, can't talk tonight, sorry guys, is when you bump it up to more graphically intensive games like Asphalt 8 or Nova 3 or Modern Combat or Moto Combat. You will notice some frame rate drops, and some slowdown. It's still going to be usable, but you will notice a performance hit there. Alright? That being said, when it comes to gaming on the Moto X PE edition, you're going to have no issues, guys. No issues whatsoever. That Adreno 418 are going to chew through pretty much any games like a champ. And I've tested a bunch of games with this guy. I've tested Modern Combat, I've tested Moto Combat, I've tested Asphalt 8, I've tested Fruit Ninja, a bunch of games. And the Moto X PE edition played those games like a champ. And now, when I say play like a champ, that means I jumped straight into the game and I was off and running. I didn't have to adjust any settings, and it ran smoothly out of the box, so I could just fire it up and play to my heart's content and not have any issues. Alright, so in terms of gaming, I'd have to say that the Moto X PE edition wins this one hands down. Now, if you're a casual gamer like myself, you're not going to have any issues on either of these devices. So really, the only differentiating factor is whether you're a heavy 3D gamer or a casual gamer. If you're a casual gamer, then you can pick up either one of these devices. If you favor the more 3D intensive games, I would say go with the Moto X PE edition. Now, moving forward, this is also where I would talk about the benchmarks. But in the interest of speed, I'm going to say if you want to see the overall benchmark numbers, please check out my full reviews of both devices, which will be linked down below in the video description. But overall, I gotta say, these phones benchmark where you would expect them to. But at the end of the day, the benchmarks is just raw numbers. Again, what matters is the overall user experience, which is an overall smooth and fluid user experience, which happens when the manufacturers have the right combination of hardware and software. And really, when it comes to that, I would have to say that it's a tie across the board here. The user experience on either of these devices is very fluid and snappy again. Now, this brings us to the battery life and the charge times on these devices. Now, let me start with the Moto X PE edition because this one is just easy. Now, in terms of overall battery life, guys, and keep in mind this is in my opinion, your usage may vary, but this is strictly with my results, and I really don't even have to pull it up. But with my usage, I am a heavy user, and I found that I rarely, if ever, am able to get over 4 hours of screen on time. And that's regardless of what I'm doing. Regardless. Now, if I use my device lightly, it will get through the day. But let's be honest. For everything that this phone can do, you're really not going to use this phone lightly. But again, when it comes to screen on time, I found that I'm barely able to get just over 4 hours if I get that. Now, when we talk about charge times, however, this is where the Moto X PE edition more than redeems itself. Now, out of the box, the Moto X PE edition comes with Motorola Turbocharge and the Motorola Turbocharging brick. And really, when it comes to charging, this guy charges up like a beast. You can go from 0 to 100 in just over an hour, like an hour and 10 minutes. You can go from 10 to 100 in about an hour. You can go from 20 to 100 or anywhere in between there in about 45 minutes. So the charging times on this guy are really, really good, and that I think that more than makes up for the bad screen on time. Okay? Now, jumping over to the Blu Vivo 5R, this is where it slightly goes in reverse. Now, the overall screen on time that I was able to get with this guy was anywhere from about 4.5 hours to about 6 hours. Should have got some water. Throat's getting kind of dry. Excuse me, guys. And keep in mind, I am a heavy user, so your results may vary. And keep in mind, some factors that weigh in on overall battery life are the screen sizes and the screen resolutions and the overall battery sizes. Now, again, I was able to get anywhere from 4.5 hours to a little bit over 6 hours of screen on time. Now, that's way better than the Moto X PE edition, at least by a few hours. But where the Blu Vivo 5R suffers is the fact that you do not have any quick charging of any kind. And this guy will take a long time to charge with the included charger out the box. It's going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours to reach a full charge, depending on where you plug the device in at. So 0 to 100 is going to take you a long time. 15, 20, 10 to 100, it's going to take you a long time. So where you gain more screen on time here, you lose overall charge time. So it is what it is. So in my opinion, you guys may wonder who wins. Now, in overall charge times, I would have to give that hands down to the Moto X PE edition. Now, in overall screen on time, I would have to give that to the Blu Vivo 5R. So it's a really back and forth battle there. Keep in mind now that the Blu Vivo 5R can't talk, has a 3150 milliamp hour battery and a 1080p 5.5 inch display. And the Moto X PE edition has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, alright, and a 5.7 inch quad HD display. Okay, so again, in my opinion, if Motorola went with a lower resolution display, there's no reason why you wouldn't have gotten better battery life. But they had to stick with the time, so they threw a quad HD display on this guy, which, in my opinion, is why the battery life suffers so terribly. But they outfitted it with turbocharging, which, in my opinion, does make up for the bad battery life. But it is what it is. Alright guys, so moving on, we've reached the end of the series of videos, because I believe this camera broke it up into a series of videos, so I apologize guys. So now, this is where we talk about the price, and I give you guys my final thoughts and a recommendation or two. Now, let's start with the Blu Vivo 5R. Now, the Blu Vivo 5R can be found online or in stores, particularly Best Buy, at prices ranging from about, I want to say, $125 to about $150. Keep in mind, don't be afraid to buy used or refurbished devices. Just make sure you do your homework on the companies and sellers before you pick up a used or refurbished device. And also, make sure you know your warranty inside and out. Okay? And keep in mind, if you buy from Amazon or eBay, please read that warranty so you know what your return policies are and you know what your return times are. Usually they offer a 30-day return policy with Amazon. And if you're buying from a store, please know that if you buy from the store, you usually have a 14-day return policy. Other than that, please know your warranty and do your research on these sellers and these companies before you pick up these devices. But again, in terms of price, you can pick up the Blu Vivo 5R from Amazon, eBay, pretty much a bunch of places all over the web, and in stores like Best Buy from anywhere from about $125 to $150. And you guys may be wondering, well, what do I get with that? You get the phone, you get a pair of headphones, you get the charger, you get 2 screen protectors, pretty much everything you would need to keep your device fully protected out of the box is what Blu offers you. And in my opinion, I think that's a really nice package. Really nice package. So you get full protection for your device straight out of the box. So that's really nice. And that's all for about $150. Alright, now, when we talk about price on the Moto X PE edition, straight out of the box here, it's going to run you, I picked this up, and I paid about I paid a little bit over $400 for this when I picked it up. But right now, you can pick this up today. Brand new, I think it can be had for about $300, anywhere from about $200 to $300. Okay? Then, if you want to pick up a case, which I do recommend, this is the Unicorn Beetle series case, because out of the box, it comes with a bumper guard case and the turbocharger. So you will need some better protection than that. So I can easily recommend that you pick up this Unicorn Beetle case and you get full TPU back protection and a built-in screen protector. Sorry, it's a little dirty. I've been using it like a beast. So, to get the Moto X PE edition exactly how you see it here, now keep in mind I also have a 128 gig micro SD card. Let me show you that real quick. So, and another thing that I like about Motorola and the Moto X PE edition in general is that it's running Android 6.0 and you do have the ability to use adaptable storage. So you can see right there, it says my overall storage is 133 gigabytes. One downside with the Blu Vivo 5R is that although it's running Android 6.0 Marshmallow, you do not have the ability to use adaptable storage. So that is one downside that I wanted to point out there. Alright guys, let me just show you that. So you go to storage, and you can see it breaks them up into 2, so it does not combine them. So that is a downside there. But anyways, to pick up the Moto X PE edition exactly how you see it here, I paid $50 for the 128 gig card. All links to where to purchase these things will be down below in the video description. So you should be able to find these at some really great prices. I paid $50 for the micro SD card. I paid $20 for the Unicorn Beetle case. And right now, today, you can pick up the device for anywhere between $200 and $300, depending on where you pick it up at. So you can this Moto X PE edition can be had today for about $370. Alright? And now for the loadout on the Blu Vivo 5R. Now, this guy can be had again for anywhere from $125 to $150. So that's $125 to $150. There is a 64 gigabyte micro SD card in here. I paid $20 for that, and everything else came with the device out of the box. So that's $150 at most for the device and $20 for the micro SD card. Keep in mind again, all links to where to pick this guy up at some great prices will be down below in the video description. So that's $150 for the device and $20 for the micro SD card. So that's $120 overall. Alright, so now you guys are wondering which one do I recommend. And again, I would have to say that really depends on the type of user that you are and the type of features that you want in your device. If you like a big screen and dual front firing speakers and some really solid cameras, and you're going to take advantage of the 4K video recording and all that good stuff, and you like turbocharging, I can easily recommend the Moto X PE edition. So you could spend that extra $370 and get the Moto X PE edition. Now, if you want something that's going to run smoothly, and you like that fingerprint scanner feature, and you just need some decent cameras, and you also like a big display, but maybe 5.7 inches is a little bit too big